Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make the pendant to go along with this pair of earrings that we made earlier. So I uploaded this tutorial just a little while ago, and I wanted to make the pendant to go along with it. So let me show you what you're going to need if you want to make this pendant. You can watch the earring tutorial if you want to make the earrings. These are products from the Bargain Bead Box August 2020. And I'm using a couple of extra things that are not from the Bargain Bead Box, but you can substitute whatever you want in here, okay? So let me show you what you're going to need. All right, so this is the pendant that came in the Bargain Bead Box. Now, I have altered this pendant. It had these little things all the way around it, these right here, and I did not like it at all. I just didn't like it. So I took cutters and I cut all of them off except for these bottom three, and I took a Dremel and smoothed this out, okay? So this is what I'm left with, and I like this a whole lot better. So we're going to use that. You don't have to cut your pieces off. You can use it with the pieces, but I just did not like all those little things all the way around it. I just thought it was way too busy, so I took mine off. You're going to need one of the branch links, okay? We're going to put it right in here just like we did in the earring here, okay? And then I use these freshwater pearls. Now, you can use any bead you want. If you have little fire polish beads, that would be pretty. Bicones would be pretty. Anything you want to use. I use these freshwater pearls because I thought the burgundy looked really pretty with these beads from the box, okay? So you're going to need some beads, whatever beads you want to use. I would think that you would want to use smaller beads than these just for the aesthetic. I think it would look better that way. And then you're going to need these little, I believe these are agate beads out of the box. I'm not sure if they're agate or not. I need to look back on the sheet because I can't remember what beads are in there, or what the beads were that were in there. But I think they were agate, so you're going to need the agate beads out of the box. Okay, you're going to need a lot of head pins. Now these are really thin ball head pins, and the reason that I'm using these is because these freshwater pearls, the holes in them are so tiny that they won't fit through a regular head pin. If you have a thin head pin that something will fit through, that's awesome, but I'm using these ball head pins because of that and because they're easy to coil around and I'm making wrapped loops with them. Okay, you're going to need a length of Coriana chain. I don't know how long this is. Let me look. This is gold. For everybody that's going to ask me where you can get it, it's on my website. And I'll link that in the description box below. And I've got about 26 inches of it right here. Okay, so a length of Coriana chain. You're going to need two clamshell tips and two crimp beads. And I do have the clamshells on my website as well. You're going to need a lobster clasp or whatever clasp you want to use. I'm using a lobster. I have an extender chain here. I have some jump rings, just regular size jump rings. And I've got this chain that came in the Bargain Bead Box, and I'll explain that here in just a minute. Okay, so you're going to need your tools, of course. And I think that that's everything that you're going to need. So get all your stuff together and come on back and we will make a pretty necklace, a pretty pendant. Okay, so all right, so if you're back now, let's start with the chain. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I took this chain and I cut it into about 1,000,000 pieces of different size lengths, like small ones, okay, like this. See? So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 links. I did as small as 1 link. I did as big as like 5 or 6 links. But I cut a big bunch of this chain into tiny little increments of different sizes. And the reason for that is I'm hanging the freshwater pearls on these different lengths of chain. Okay? So here is 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's 4. This one is 4 as well. This one is 3. This one is 3. This one has none. I just made a dangle out of it. Same with that one. This one has 3. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I did all kinds of different ones, and I did a big bunch of these. I don't know how many there are here, but a big bunch of them. And then I just made them, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I just made them into little dangles. So what I did is I took my cutters, I just cut a piece. I did these all different lengths. I didn't measure them. I just randomly did them, okay? And then I took my little head pin and I put my pearl on there. And we're going to make a wrapped loop. So you bend it over. You take your, whoops, round nose pliers. Those are my chain nose. Okay, you take your round nose pliers and bend it around. And that's all. You don't close it up yet because you're going to take your length of chain and you're going to insert it up into the loop. Then you can take your pliers and hold it right here in your hand and wrap this. And I wrap it around, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I just do it and then cut it off. It doesn't have to, it's a little messy looking, and so you can do it that way. And then I take my little pliers and I just tuck in the little wire so it's not sticking out and poking anybody, and that's a dangle, okay? So I did a bunch of these. As you can see, I have all of these done. All right, so go do that. Get all your little dangles made with your chains, and then come on back and we'll go to the next step. All right, so the next step is going to be making these little guys that hang from our leaf thing. So I'm going to lay this right here so we can see it. So all I do is I take my little pearl, put it on my head pin and fold it over, and then we're just going to do the same thing that we just did with the other dangles, okay? So you're going to make a little loop. Now you want to make these loops tiny, okay? Go down to the very bottom of your chain nose pliers. You don't want them to be very big. Then I'm going to take my leaf and I'm just going to insert directly into that loop. Okay, pull it down. And the reason you want to make these small is because there's not a whole lot of room for them to hang, as you can see. So you don't want the loop to be real big, or that's going to take up a lot of the room that you need. So go ahead and put it on there, and then if you can grab it at the top right here and then just wrap 2 or 3 times. You can hold your loop and just wrap 2 or 3 times, and then just cut off the excess, okay? And there's your little dangle. That's the one on the bottom. So we're going to do 2 more. I'm going to flip this over. These were made for bracelet bars, I think, and they're slightly curved, which I love, but I don't want the curved side to be facing out, so I'm just trying to make sure when I hang this on here that the curved side is facing in. Okay, so I need 2 more of these guys, so let's use this one. Okay, we're going to take it, create our 90-degree angle there. Go ahead and flip this over and around, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to hang this one from here because it's kind of short. It's a small pearl, and you just get it down on your loop there. And then I found that if you kind of push this out to the side like this, it's a little easier to get your plier in there to hold it. And then just wrap it a few times. Okay, and then cut it right off. And there's our second little dangle. And if he doesn't dangle real good, you can just bend him straight to where he will. That's the good thing about this wire. These head pins are so flexible, and you may need to mush your little thing around there a little bit to get it to hang right. And you can even take your chain nose plier or your round nose pliers and go in there and just kind of make the hole a little bit bigger if you got it too small. This one seems to be having trouble, so let me go in there, and there we go. That helped it a little bit. I don't know why this one's having so much trouble. They haven't been. Okay, there we go. All right. And so there's 2 of them. I'm going to make 1 more, and I can use a little bit bigger one over on this other side because it's got room to hang. Same thing, 90 degrees. Go ahead with your pliers. I'll stick it right on here. That guy's determined not to dangle. I'm gonna have to mess with him. Okay, get it right up on there. And then I'm just gonna hold it out to the side a little bit. It makes it easier. Just grab a hold of it so it doesn't move. That's the main thing. You're trying to keep it from flopping around so you can make your wraps. Okay, and this one's in the way. And I can't get a hold of the other one, probably because I'm trying to use round nose pliers to do this, which is not the way it should be. Alright, I give up. You win, little bead, you win. Let me use my chain nose pliers. I didn't want to hang them with jump rings, which would have been easier, but it also would have made them dangle too long, so there we go. There we go. Little fiddly, but you can get it. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it off. Alright, so there we have our 3 little dangles on our leaf piece, and that's going to go right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my jump ring, open it up here, and you need a kind of medium-sized jump ring for this if you cut the top of your pendant off like I did. If not, you can use a smaller jump ring, but I did cut the top of my pendant right off, so he's got to fit through there like that. Okay, and then I'm going to close this up. And that's what we have, okay? Now, I'm going to do some dangles from this as well, but I think I'm going to use this bead here, and then a pearl on each side. And I may wait until the end to see how I want to do that, because I can't quite decide. So we're going to wait a minute on that part. Okay, now I'm going to take my Coriana chain. Let's move this earring out of the way. And I'm going to put it right through here. Just like this. And see, it hangs really pretty on the Coriana chain. And if your leaf goes through there, just push it back. When we get all the beads on and stuff, it'll stay in place better. Okay, now I'm going to take these beads right here and I'm just going to thread them directly on the chain. So I'm going to do a bead on each side of the regular beads that aren't on a dangle. I was trying to decide if I wanted to use spacers in this. The little gold spacers that came in this thing. I have a few left. Not a whole bunch of them, but I may add a couple in. That's these little daisy spacers that came in the box this month. I don't have a whole bunch of them left because I've used them on other things, but I do have a few, and I may stick some of them in here just to give it a little extra pizzazz. So I think I will. I think I'll do a spacer and another bead. And then I'm going to string on one of my dangles. Okay, and just put the loop directly through your chain link. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to do the other side. Spacer, whoops, spacer, another bead, and a dangle. And don't worry about making the dangles the same on either side, the same length. I mean, you really don't want to. You want them to be organic. Now, I'm going to add another dangle on each side, together with the one I just did. Let me do a shorter one over here, because I did a kind of a long one, and I don't want them to be, I don't want them to all be long over there. So let me do a three link one. Okay, and then I'm going to do another bead on each side. And see, I want this to be like a big, I want it to be like a big cluster on here, okay? And now I'm going to do like 2 or 3 of the dangles on this side. So let's do 1, Let's find another one that's kind of a little bit shorter. Okay. And I'll do a third one of the ones that's not even on a chain, it's just on its own. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Whoops, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to bump. Alright, so let's see. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and this is what we have. It's going to hang pretty when you wear it. All of these are just going to be like bunched up and dangly looking. I think they look kind of like berries. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm going to do another bead on either side. Okay, whoops. And I want to make sure I save one bead for the bottom because I do want to pull the beads. If I've got them on the chain up here, I want to pull one down into the bottom to tie everything together. So I do want to make sure I save out a bead, and I kind of want it to be a redder one. So let's move this one up here to the side so I don't accidentally put it on there. Alright, then I'm going to do 3 or 4 more dangles, probably 4. So let's do 1, let's do a shorter one, 2, 3. Let's see what it looks like. See, I love how they hang. I just think they're so cute. Okay, let's do this on the other side too. I'll do 3. 1, find a smaller one, 2, and 1 more. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and do this one. Okay, so we've got 3 on this side, 3 on the other side. Let me hold it up and see what it looks like. If I can get this guy on here. Okay. Alright. It's really cute. Really, really cute. Alright. Let's do 1 more bead. Okay, I'm sorry, I hit the camera again, and I'm going to do 1 dangle. So a bead on each side and a dangle on each side. And I'm going to do another bead on each side. And another 2, probably 2 or 3 dangles, maybe 3. So 1, 2, and 1 more, 3. Okay, I need to do 3 over here. 1, 2, whoops, did I just lose the one I had in my hand? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. 2, and 1 more, 3. Let's use this guy. Oh my goodness, can't even get him on there. 3, get on there, please. He's not going. I've even got my glasses on. So, I don't know. There we go. Okay. Alright, now take a look at how it's looking. Yeah, it's really, really, really cute. Alright, I'm going to do another bead on each side. Let's see, we'll do red. Then I'm going to do a spacer and another bead. Okay, just like that. Same thing over here. I did a bead. I'm going to do a spacer. And one more bead. And what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 dangles, so I'm going to do all 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So 1, 2, 3 on this side. I'm going to go over here and do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's look and see. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I'm going to add one more bead on each side. Come on. Okay, there's one on that side, one on the other side. And then I've got some gold spacer beads out here. I'm sorry I didn't mention these. I should have. But I'm just going to put one of these on either side because I just feel like it gives it, it finishes it and makes it look complete. I don't know why. It's just my thing. If I can get it on the Coriana. There we go. Okay. One there and one on the other side. Okay, there we go. Alright, now let me move some of this stuff out of the way. I think there's my crimp beads. I think I just lost my crimp beads. Okay, separate them from those. Okay, so here's what we've got. Really, really cute. Okay, you could add more dangles if you wanted, but I am going to now do the bottom here, and I'm going to put a freshwater pearl on each side dangling, and then the red bead in the middle with 2 of the spacers, okay? And probably a little gold bead. Alright, so I'm going to take a spacer, the red bead, a spacer, and this little gold spacer bead. Okay, just like that. Actually, I'm going to put a gold spacer bead on the bottom too because it looks weird without it. It needs it. This is design as you go. That's how I do it. I usually have a general idea, but sometimes things change. Okay, that does look better. Alright, now we're going to bend this guy to a 90 degrees. We are going to flip him over. And I think I'm going to hang these bottom dangles on with jump rings. Just because I think it'll make them dangle a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and do the wire wrapped loop just like I've been doing. Okay. Cut this off. And then I'm going to take, I have some very, very, very tiny jump rings right here. Okay. And I'm going to put these very, very, very tiny jump ring. I don't know though. That is way tiny. I think, well, it might work. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, they're so tiny. I like little jump rings. I don't like to use big jump rings unless I have to. It's a thing with me. I don't know. I just prefer small jump rings, and these are teeny weeny. And I love them. Let me get it on there. Go ahead and close it up. And with these, you really have to, there we go, it's closed. Okay. So there's that. Let's not get everything off the ends of my, watch them all fall off there. That'd be terrible. Okay. Now I'm going to make the 2 with these, and I think I'm going to put the little balls on the end of these too. I just think it'll look better. Yeah, it does. It makes it look complete. Okay, so let's go ahead, Bend him 90 degrees. Go ahead and do our little wrapped loop. Okay. I'm normally not a fan of the messy wraps, but I feel like on here, these kind of look like berries, and I felt like the messy wrap almost made them look like vines. I don't know, like we have got grapes going on here or something. I'm going to hang that from this one. Make sure it's closed really good. Okay. This thing's wanting to mess up on me every time I pick it up. Okay, and one more. We're going to do one more over here. So let me grab the little spacer. And the pearl. And the spacer. Same thing. Okay. And wrap it. Okay, cut it off. Go ahead and attach it with your little jump ring. These jump rings are so tiny, I can't even find the opening. There. Well, there it is. Goodness gracious. They're so little. Okay. We're just going to hook him on right there. Close it up. And there you have it. All right. So this is what we've got. And I do want to put this through here and make it stay. It's being difficult. I will stand it up here in a minute when I get the ends on, and everything will hopefully fall into place. Okay, so now we're going to do our ends. So let's take our crimp bead. We've got to put our lobster on first. I always forget that, and then I'm mad at myself because I crimp it closed and the lobster's not on there. Alright, and then we'll put our crimp bead on. Crimp your crimp bead down real good. You can use your regular pliers because it's not going to show. The lobster's going to cover it up. Pull your lobster up. Make sure it's good and secure on there, and it is. And then just close your lobster right up like that. And do the same with your other side. Lobster. And I needed to trim this chain a little bit. Let me do that. This chain had some discoloration on it. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So I wanted to make sure I trimmed that off the end there. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay. Let's crimp this down. Bring our lobster up, check it. It's really good and secure. I usually put glue in them, but I didn't get my glue out tonight. Okay, now we've got our extender chain. So I'm going to open up this big jump ring right here. I'm going to put it right on the end. Close it back up. Okay, then I'm going to take my regular jump ring over here and attach my lobster. Use this different one. It's not quite as big, it doesn't seem like. Okay, I'm going to attach the lobster right over here. Make sure that's closed really good. And I'm going to make a bead dangle for the end. I'm just going to do probably a little gold spacer, a freshwater pearl, and one of these guys. And one more gold spacer. Yep, just like that. 90 degrees. Round nose pliers. Just like this. And I'm just going to insert this right on the end of the chain before I wrap it. Just like this. Did I close the loop up too much? The chain doesn't want to go on. There we go. Okay. Grab it with my chain nose pliers here. Just like this. And I'm just going to wrap. You can use your other pliers to wrap too if you want. I just always do these with my fingers because they're so thin. But my finger's actually starting to hurt now because I've done so many of them. But yeah, if you're just doing a couple, they're really thin. They're easy to wrap around. Okay. Alright, so here's what we have. And I know you're not going to be able to see this real well on the board. I'll have to put it on a form and put a picture in the thumbnail. But it's really cute, I think. It turned out really cute. It just looks like a bunch of berries, I think, on a thing. And if I can move this over here in front, I'm tempted to actually, well, no, that wouldn't make any difference, I don't think. So I quit recording. My thing quit recording. So anyway, we're at the end anyhow. Here's the earrings that go with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll put the information for Bargain Bead Box in the description box below if you would like to join. It's a really great deal, like $60 to $70 worth of beading supplies every month, shipped straight to your door for $17.98 a month. Plus you get access to their store and a 30% off coupon to use in their store all month long. It's a great deal. You really can't go wrong. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.